In Bruges is a 2008 black comedy drama crime thriller film directed and written by Martin McDonagh in his feature-length debut. The film stars a midget, some tart, and Colin feckin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson as two London-based Irish hitmen in hiding. It's got Ralph Fiennes as their enraged boss, and the film is set and filmed in Bruges, Belgium. It was the opening night film of the 2008 Sundance Film Festival and opened in limited release in the United States 8th of February 2008. For his performance in the film, Farrell won the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor, and Gleeson was nominated in the same category. McDonagh won the BAFTA Award for Best Original Screenplay and was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay. In Bruges received generally positive reviews from critics, and Rotten Tomatoes gave the score 84%. One of the reviews said it features witty dialogue and deft performances, an effective mix of dark comedy and crime thriller elements. Did you get your Catholic guilt on when you were watching this, Brad?
I'm always racked with Catholic guilt, no matter where I go. Yeah. I think Colin Farrell's eyebrows deserved some kind of award in this one.
He's a beautiful man, isn't he, Brad? He's a beautiful man.
Well, he's a looker. Yeah, I'm secure enough in my manhood, my masculinity, to say that he's a good-looking gentleman. Lots of hair gel, holds himself together well.
Did you see him in Batman?
Batman. Which Batman? There's so many.
The new Batman. He was playing the Penguin, and they put him in a fat suit and all this makeup, and you can't even recognize him.
Well, I haven't seen the new Batman, so no. Yeah, I've had superhero burnout, actually. You know, the Avengers and all the Marvel stuff, and then the DC stuff. It's just a burnout. Like Disney's burning out Star Wars now, which is a hard thing to say, but it's happening. But, segue, didn't Colin Farrell he was part of one of my, I was going to say one of my favorite, but then I thought people are going to think I'm not being sarcastic. Superhero films. He played Bullseye in Daredevil, didn't he? The Ben Affleck Oscar baiting masterpiece.
What? You like that one?
No, I'm just saying Colin Farrell was in it. That's all. You know, like he's
burnt out on superhero films, and he happened to be in one about 1 million years ago.
That's correct. Yeah. So I went down one path, and then I thought I'd try and circle back somehow, and it was not a smooth undertaking. You know what it's like.
Yeah, I don't think he hit the bullseye in that movie. Yeah, it was generally well looked upon.
Yeah, I think he'd trimmed his eyebrows at that point, though. That was further into his career.
Yeah, I think that was before. That was, I think he went to Hollywood and he starred in a bunch of Hollywood films, and I don't know. He took it easier and went back into smaller films, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
In Bruges, the first.
Needless to say, he was an absolute delight to watch in this one. Very
feckin' feck.
Yeah.
Just feckin' fucker. Yeah, fuckity fucker fuck.
Endearing dialogues about midgets and dwarves and cunts and...
What the fucking fuck are you talking about, you fuck? You're fucking crazy, you fucking crazy cunt fuck.
Yeah, you're bang on. So
fuckity fuck. Yeah, the Irish just have a way, don't they? The swearing was just invented for the Irish. I think they do it better than everyone.
Yeah. I mean, it's to get the word cunt so percussive and yet so natural in the dialogue. It's
delightful. Cunty little fucking midget cunt.
Oh, that's going to be taken out of context. Someone's going to like edit that out. Look at what this podcast is saying.
That film wasn't politically correct.
No, but did you find it refreshing?
Yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah.
It's a great little story. So many little setups and payoffs. Everything weaves in together. It's a great little film, isn't it?
I think, yeah. What? A few pacing issues could have been shorter. You know, what was it, an hour 50, something like that? I reckon it would have been a solid hour and a half. I found there was too many lingering shots of Bruges, but I guess they've got to get that across because that's kind of one of the
I think devices. I think it is about an hour and a half. Oh, I found it a little ripper.
Oh, look, enjoyable. Enjoyed the ride. I just found myself thinking, I reckon I could skip ahead a few minutes here and not miss anything. But then every time you thought I could skip forward was one of the, the hit points of the story. Like, oh, look, that's Ralph Fiennes. Oh, he's the bad guy. Oh, so-and-so, spoiler alert. Oh, he tried to kill himself. Oh, I mean, he was going to shoot him. Oh, look what's going on here. So you did have to, sort of pay attention.
Well, I think there's a lot going on in the background that, the larger story, the telling of the story there, not just the plot.
Large story is the morals of shooting children, right? If you kill a kid, you should kill yourself. That was kind of the overarching theme.
No. It's a story of redemption. And when they went to the art gallery, they were standing in front of a triptych. You know what a triptych is, don't you, Brad?
Mm-hmm.
It's a painting with three panels.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was done by, what's his name? Harmonian Bosch. What's it called? The Last Kingdom or something like that. So 3 panels. One represents heaven, one represents purgatory, and one represents hell. And so Bruges is sometimes purgatory, sometimes hell, and sometimes heaven in the story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about a guy who's feeling a lot of guilt for killing a child, but he ultimately redeems himself at the end of the movie and is saved and goes to heaven.
Well, just for clarification for my simple mind, how and why is Eyebrows McGinty redeemed? He's still a bad cunt, right? He's still doing bad things.
He killed the child accidentally. He feels a great deal of guilt. He wants to kill himself. Harry, played by Ralph Fiennes, says anyone who kills a child should have just shot him. He said, if I killed a child, I would have just shot myself in the head. Should have done it. Apparently, there's a deleted scene, not in the film, where a young Harry finds a woman who's been murdered by a policeman. So he walks into the police office and beheads up the policeman that did it. And apparently it's all about how he's a very moral criminal. He's got a moral code that he upholds. So when he shoots the dwarf at the end dressed in a schoolboy's uniform, he thinks he's killed a child, and he puts the gun to his chin, and Colin Farrell says, don't wait. And he tries to tell him it's not a kid, it's a midget. I think he does tell him it's a midget, not a dwarf, but he shoots himself anyway.
No, he just goes, nah. And then he goes something about you got to stand by your principles, and he shoots himself in the head. But isn't Farrell's eyebrows partly to blame for the midget dying as well? Why did he go to the film set?
When he's shot at the end, he's just on the run.
Yeah.
He just accidentally
just conveniently, ends up there. And I guess that's
on the run. He's being chased
of
by a guy with a gun.
Yeah, that's the joy of writing a script, though. You can go, that rule you keep telling me, don't show something unless you're going to use it. And of course, look, there's a midget dressed in a school uniform. That doesn't mean anything. That's funny. Look at that little man in a school uniform, and then they use it as the dead kid thing at the end.
You'll notice that at the end there, all the characters in the film are dressed and costumes that are representative of hell from that painting by Bosch.
Oh, the people standing around. Yeah, there was like some animals and shit, eh?
They're wearing the costumes from that painting. And you'll notice that all through it. Parts of purgatory, parts of heaven, parts of hell, and then ultimately he redeems himself because he did try and save Harry, and then he's forgiven and gets to escape off with the girl.
He didn't try and save Harry.
Yeah, he did. Wait, stop!
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
What? No, he left on the So the young eyebrows left on the train, and so the guy from Paddington 2 felt he'd done the right thing, and then he goes up the bell tower with Harry, and they have their little back and forth, which I thought was nice, tense, and then there's relief, and then they run into the blind guy, or the dude that got shot in the eye. And it kills him, and then Paddington 2 goes up to the top of the tower and jumps off in order to save Eyebrows. Eyebrows doesn't try and... Is Paddington 2 Harry?
I haven't seen Paddington 2.
Oh my goodness! You call yourself a film lover. It's one of the greatest films of all time, whether it's a kid's film or not.
You know what's strange is I watched the other night... that Nicolas Cage film, The Burden of Huge Talent, whatever it is.
Is it the one where he whispers some lines and yells other lines?
Yeah, that's Nicolas Cage. In that film they watch Paddington 2. Paddington 2 is a big part of the film, so I'm aware that Paddington 2 is the greatest film ever made.
I would highly recommend it to you and all our listeners. It's just delightful. Yeah, highly rated. Don't even need to watch the first one. In fact, don't watch the first one. Just watch Paddington 2.
How amazing.
I've forgotten what we were talking about and where my point was going, but I don't think that Farrell's character, Farrell's Eyebrows McGinty Cunty, did not deserve to be redeemed. I don't think it's his redemption arc. In fact, he's wishing to die at the end of the film. So I think he's still going to kill himself.
He walks off with the girl happily ever after at the end of the film.
No, he doesn't. He's in the ambulance. That's it. The girl's like screaming at him after he's been shot, and he gets in the ambulance and he's like, "Oh, I don't want to fucking be in Bruges. I'd rather fucking die. I'll go and see the boy's mum, and whatever punishment she says is the right one, I'll take. If it's jail or death, just don't let it be fucking in Bruges." That's what version of it did you watch? He didn't walk off with no chick.
No, I think he gets carried away, but I think he's dreaming about going off the girl and stuff, doesn't he? There's a little...
Nah.
Anyway, he's the one who survived. He's the one who's redeemed.
He is the one that survives. I don't know if he deserved to survive, but he did. Because he's still a hitman. He's still a bad person.
He accidentally killed that kid.
Well, he shot the fucking priest, didn't he? That wasn't accidental.
Apparently there's another deleted scene where I don't know. Gleason and Farrell were debating why they had to shoot the priest, and they were debating that he was either a pedophile, and the other reason was that he was blocking a land development that Harry wanted to do.
Right.
So I'm happy to go with pedophile on that one. And
yeah, well, I mean, you wouldn't be far wrong. Probably, I guess.
Yeah, better off.
Yeah, he's just a lot of dark secrets, I'm sure. No one's better off dead. That's a horrible thing to say. But yes,
the suffering is ended now. Yeah,
there we go. That's very well put. But yeah, just good banter between the characters. It was essentially a 2-horse show with Paddington and Eyebrows, and enjoyable. Good romp.
Yeah, I liked how everything met up. Shut up, computer. You know, when he couldn't get into the tower because he poured out change, but he was 10 cents short and the guy wouldn't let him in. And later when he falls and when he jumps off the top of the tower, he uses those coins.
All those coins to clear the ground. Yeah.
To get people out of the way before he jumped.
Yeah, I thought it was like, it was to be expected, I guess, but it felt like most of the film was an indie art house, you know, like a European film, slight hints of gangster in it. But the moments of violence in it were real visceral, like almost, you know, horror movie level makeup effects. Like even when it showed the kid had been shot in the head, I was like, fuck, that's full on. You know, like how they'd done it. They didn't hold back. And then even when Gleason hits the ground, it's like a watermelon hitting the concrete. And then they show him he's just like messed up. And again, full horror movie gore almost, just quickly pan past. And the dwarf, or I don't know what term we're supposed to use these days, the little person with his whole head missing.
Well, I think that we're meant to call them little people, Brad. I think you called them a midget just to be offensive and horrible.
Well, you said midget first, so I was just following the traffic.
Well, I'm an offensive person. I personally despise midgets. I think they're a curse upon the earth and should be eradicated at birth. They should be drowned in buckets. But that's just me, Brad. I was frightened by a midget as a young child.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Strong words.
The devil's left hand, Brad.
Is the left hand the good hand or the bad hand for the devil?
Bad hand. It's the bad hand, Brad.
Okay. You need your special scissors.
So I was happy when the midget got shot.
Accidentally.
Accidentally or on purpose, it doesn't really matter to me. It's just getting the job done.
Well, whoever wrote the film knew that the little person was going to be shot.
I think they prefer to be called leprechauns, Brad.
Yeah, where's my pots of gold?
Yeah, so the leprechaun.
Yeah. I'm the leprechaun. Yeah. Well, in Bruges, I enjoyed it. It was good old fashioned, mildly, what's the word they use now? Problematic. Is that the word they use now? Yeah. For things that used to be okay but now aren't okay to have to do and say.
Yeah, I think problematic is the new word for normal.
Yeah.
Normal sense of humor. I got here the word fuck and its derivatives are said 126 times in a 107-minute film. So it's not 2 hours.
It's not. No, I'm sure.
It's an average of 1.18 fucks per minute.
When I sat down to watch
it, I took better than my record. Oh goodness! It's a little joke, Brad.
I missed it.
I said it's 1.18 fucks per minute. That's better than my record. Woo!
You know you've got a good podcast when even the guy you're podcasting with is missing your jokes.
I'll tell it again. The film has an average of 1.18 fucks per minute. That's better than my record. It's funnier the third time.
1.18 fucks per minute. So you'd get one fuck, and then you'd get so you'd be in and done within the 60-second limit, and then you'd get the tip in.
Yeah, but but 126 times. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So wait, what? See the one I watched. was 100. So 1 hour, not 100, 1 hour and 42 minutes. So that's like 60, 100 and... Fuck, I'm good at maths.
Hour
Yeah,
47,
it's more than...
Brad.
I've got an hour 42. That's all right.
That's 107
Fine.
minutes. Where do you get the
Yeah,
tip?
that's correct. Yeah, your maths is...
Are you taking minutes off because there's a midget in there?
Yes, I watched the shorter version of In Bruges.
You watched the short version?
Yeah. It's just the little guy running around and then he gets shot at the end.
Oh, you wee fucker. Wee fucker.
Yeah. I think the best line, no offense, or even if, no, it doesn't matter whether it was a little person or not. It's the great leveler. The scene where he's sitting at the edge of the park, old Farrell, eyebrows, and the midget guy's walking across the square. It's just, minding his own business, walking across the square. And Farrell raises his arm real high and waves to say hello. And the midget sort of turns his head and notices the wave and then ignores him and keeps on walking. And Farrell just takes a beat and then says, "Oh, you fucking cunt." I just thought, that's perfect. It could have been anybody could have ignored him. It's just like, "Hey, you little cunt," or whatever he says. Perfect. That's how everybody feels when you wave at someone and they just ignore you and carry on about their day. Fucking cunts.
There's going to be a war between the whites and the blacks. I thought that was... He goes, "Oh, where are the Asians?" Yeah, the black.
Yep. Again, problematic.
What if you're half white and half black? Well, you're black. I'm white and my wife was black. But you're black. It's just the cocaine talking, Brad.
It's just the cocaine talking. That's right. Or the
director of this also did Seven Psychopaths. Have you seen that one? Starring Colin Farrell as well.
It's nice to be right.
Oh, what's happening? Oh, Siri's talking to me about something. Hang on. Let me turn that bitch off. There we go. Seven Psychopaths. Isn't that the John Cusack?
No, it's Colin Farrell. It's got Christopher Walken. It's got Sam Rockwell.
I'll have to look it up
as well.
I know.
That's a good one as well.
Future episode of the Colin Farrell Show, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, anyway. I'd watched this film, remembered it being enjoyable. I thought, oh wow, I rated that film. It was great. And then on the rewatch, I did find it less enjoyable second time around, for sure. And maybe it's because it wasn't, I knew there was going to be lots of cunts and fox and there was funny banter. But it just wasn't as enjoyable second time around. Still enjoyable, don't get me wrong, but not as enjoyable. But I guess what is any film when you watch it twice, right?
Wow. If you were to double feature this, what would you do? Mine's Seven Psychopaths. That was what I was leading to. What are you going to double feature?
Oh, I see what you were doing. You were segueing. No, I'd probably think another low-key gangster film, like this, I think would pair well with Reservoir Dogs. Purely because it's, sort of gangsters, hitmen, guys in suits. But you could almost say with Reservoir Dogs, that's kind of one location, right? It's generally the warehouse with a couple of other flashbacks. But this as well, you could do this as a stage play, because in Bruges, they're just in the city, right? So it could just be a street.
A playwright who's...
Yeah.
I was going to tie it in somehow, this conversation, bring in Guy Ritchie and say it's a British gangster film, and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels was kind of a trend at the time. This is kind of a
vein. Yeah, but less fun. It's like a Guy Ritchie film that's no fun. Kind of like the Guy Ritchie film Swept Away with Madonna.
I haven't seen it. It's got Madonna in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was
You've made wise life choices.
that was a splash for him, wasn't it? That was a failure. That was a
Yeah, that was the end of him, really. He hasn't
been
come
a
back
bit-
from it.
yeah, been a bit shit since then, really, to be honest.
Well, he's been doing a lot of mainstream films. Like, didn't he do a Robin Hood and... Oh, no, it was a King Arthur.
Yeah, that was terrible. God.
Yeah.
So we double featured it. So on IMDb, this film has a 7.9. Someone gave it 9, a breath of fresh air. Someone gave it a 10. Absolutely brilliant movie in every way! Exclamation mark. Someone gave it a 1, aims high and misses by a mile. And someone gave it a 2. Cheap trick to sell stale dialogue. Whoa.
Yeah, I felt some of it, like, some of the dialogue was good, but I think that might have just been the chemistry between the two actors. But, like, it didn't have, I don't know, it lacked a bit of snap, a little bit of pep, you know? Like, peak Tarantino does banter very well.
I think it took a while to warm up. And then it gets going, kind of thing. Yeah, and then it's quite good.
When all the little people slurs and stuff come in.
The banter's not quite as good in the beginning. So, your verdict. What are you going to give this out of 10, Brad?
Oh, okay. Well, when I first watched it, I would have gone like, what? 8.5, 9 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. But 41-year-old film and music reviewer, Brad, I'd give it a solid. Yeah. I think it's still worth a watch. So I would throw 7.5 little people at a Velcro dartboard out of 10. If I had 10 little people lined up, I would only throw 7.5 of them at the Velcro dartboard.
So 8, but one with the head blown off.
Yes. There you go. And what about you? Oh.
I'm going to throw 8 fat men off the tower. This one. Yeah.
8 human watermelons.
Splash. Yeah, that's a pretty gruesome scene when he's hits the
is.
ground and legs broken
Punishing.
and stomach and blood had been everywhere. And
Probably one of the most authentic feeling. No, I've never seen anybody die that close. Knock on wood. But it seems like that's how it would go. You know, it's right on his face and he's just hit the ground from the top of a tower and his insides would be everywhere and all they close up on his face as he dies. And I thought, yeah, they've done
from
that
what
pretty
I
good.
understand, when you have a large fall, the body compresses and then it just explodes.
Watermelon. Yeah. It's just a sack of fluids. That's it.
I'm not really sure how high that tower was, but I guess it's enough to get you to terminal velocity and hitting those stones. I imagine.
Do you think
I
for
don't know
the?
if he would have lived really, but I don't know.
Let's go to the science corner of Pointless and Confused. Do you believe if you were standing on top of the Empire State Building and you dropped a penny, that it would kill somebody if it hit their head?
I think I know that's a rumor already. That's a myth. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, you'd get a fucking big bruise on your head, though, wouldn't you?
No, things reach a terminal velocity, so they don't go any faster after a point. So it doesn't matter how high you drop something.
I mean, I'm a fucking adult. You don't have to talk to me like I'm a moron. I understand terminal velocity, but I think even the terminal velocity of a penny, it's got to hurt. You know, like if you're standing a meter away from me and I brand a coin at you, it's going to fucking hurt, right? But if you drop it, that wouldn't be terminal velocity. My throw would be nowhere near the full speed of said coin.
No, right? You'd probably throw it faster than it would fall naturally.
You reckon?
You're adding force to it.
All right. Yeah. Well, please, our scientific listeners, give us a 5-star review and tell us, would a coin hurt at terminal velocity?
It would have to be the mass of the object. Like, it'd have to be the heavier the object is, that would obviously kill you, if it's heavy. Well, if it's
no shit. You drop a bowling ball off there, it's going to fuck you up. If you drop a feather, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
But a coin, I think it's a piece of metal, right?
A feather's not going to hit maximum velocity, though, is it? Terminal velocity.
Well, because it's going to float. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to get blown sideways and stuff.
Do you think if you drop a brick and a tennis ball, they'd reach the ground at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's the same velocity.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. Well, that's in Bruges, everybody. Check it out if you like sweary Irishmen and dead midgets.
Maybe if someone dropped a bowling ball off the Empire State Building and a coin, and they could write into us and tell us what happened.
Civil disobedience.
I think maybe we shouldn't recommend that.
Disclaimer, do not listen to anything that we say.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. In Bruges. Get it up you. It's a good film. You're going to do a lot worse in this world.
Get it up you cunt.
Yeah. Yeah. You midget fuck. You fucking fuck.